All right. So the point of this meeting, hopefully it'll be a short one, is to talk about remaining tasks that need to be done before we can submit ONOS 2.7 for release. This won't be an LTS release. And also then to talk about what major themes are going to be done for 2.8 release. I know that one of them is going to be update of the atomics libraries, but are there any other major features that we want to tackle? Just a quick recap. Today, it's not exactly, but we're within a couple of days of a 7-year anniversary of the first AVOSET release, of the first ONOS release named AVOSET. 7 years ago, time flies. This will be the 25th release of ONOS, so that means we have only two more letters in the alphabet. So,
what do we do then?
So 24th release. I take that back. 24th release. I don't know what I did. Because we have then 25 and 26 remaining. So we have clearly we had more 1x releases than we had 2.0 releases, but we had 2 LTS releases in each of the branches. And so now we're basically coming up on our 3rd LTS release in 2.0. Anyway, so as far as 2.7 is concerned, for the most part, it's just continued maintenance and the bug fixes and adding minor features for support of SD core and Volta, correct? Is there anything any work that's outstanding before we can ask Suchitra and her team to test it?
From the Volta perspective, not really, because I believe we're not gonna plan to move to 2.7. If at all we move to a further release of ONOS, we might move to an LTS, which possibly is 2.8, as we were saying. But most likely we are in the process of getting some work done to move to a new Golang based controller.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be that we are not gonna switch releases from the 2.5.
Okay, so for 2.7 you don't need anything.
No, not at the moment. Everything that we did fix in 2.5 was ported to 2.7. I checked. So or actually master, which is currently master, and so we're good from that point of view.
Okay. Pierre, what about from your angle, and Carmelo?
I mean, Pierre and Charles can adapt here, but I think it's the same as Volta. We're gonna stick with 2.5 until the next release. I mean, we're mostly interested in the atomics
update
swap upgrade. Yeah, I think we've been diligent in cherry picking changes from 2.5 and 2.7, and we should have everything we need in 2.7, but we haven't really checked that. I know I wouldn't worry too much waiting for other changes to go in 2.7 before asking Suchitra.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, so I will send a message to Suchitra, then basically to ask her if she could kick off, or if she would have someone kick off the set of system tests for the master. And if that turns out okay, we'll have Ray kick off release candidate. Or maybe I can actually do that in parallel. Maybe Ray can kick off a release candidate anyway, just to vet out the build process, and then and the tests can run in parallel.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Just maybe a minor point. We might want Volta might want to release 2.5.6 before the end of December, because we are releasing Volta 2.9. And we did a few fixes on the latest code of ONOS, which.
Okay. Is there anything else you're waiting for that? Because
no.
Okay, so it can be done at any.
It can be done at any time.
So we should probably ask Ray to kick that off. So because we don't want to wait too long.
Let me check with the Volta team if we want to do that, because it is also possible that we can just stay with 2.5.4.
All right.
So let me check with the Volta team and get back to you and Ray. We also have we have done it in the past ourselves.
Okay.
So it's we don't have to go through Ray. It's just as an information.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. That's even better. All right. Okay, so I guess let's go ahead.
Before we start doing tests, should we send a message on the mailing list saying that we will not accept new patches for the 2.7? So maybe the community can send the latest things that they have. We can merge and then test it. I don't know. We usually did this in the past.
We usually give a heads up, like maybe a week. I mean, we can certainly do that. I'm still going to have Ray run the RC just to vet out the build process.
Yeah.
Usually RC1 is all it is just an exercise of the CI process, CI artifacts, just to make sure that they continue to function and produce a valid package. Okay, and I will also then send out a message to the ONOS dev community that we're preparing to button up the 2.7, and therefore, you know, basically if there's any critical changes, that for them to be, you know, accelerate or expedite the review process.
Yeah, I think it's good to send a message to Suchitra as quick as possible.
Yes.
Because the test framework was maintained by you, Wang. So honestly, I don't know in which status it is.
Exactly.
At least we are ready to run the test.
Yeah, I was hoping to meet with her this week, but she hasn't been in the office. So, but I will contact her over email. Sounds good. That's a good point. Thanks, Pierre.
Do you know who is going to take over?
I don't know.
From you? Okay.
I guess John, I don't know, at least John was running the test before, so.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so that's a couple of action items on the 2.7 then. And Andre, you let me know about the 2.5.6 then.
Yes.
Okay, and so on 2.8, so pretty much I think the only major thing is because there's 2 points. It's intended to be an LTS release that would kind of aggregate all of the work done over, you know, since the past LTS release. And but one of the major changes that it would contain would be the update of the Atomics clients, which is
Yeah, actually this can even start in 2.7 if we want. In any case, we will not able to switch completely in one shot. We were chatting with Jordan a couple of days ago. At least at the beginning, we can start moving some RAF-based primitive, but then still some work needs to be done also on the server side in the Go implementation to add, I don't know, new functionality like pagination for streams, new API that are not currently supported, or primitive that are not yet there. So
I see. Okay. But you said you mentioned that that's work that could start right now.
Yeah, because I don't know. For example, we can start. I don't know. Maybe kick off the Java client repository and start integrating that. I guess I believe probably the atomic value as some of the map API can be already implemented.
I see. Got it. But it would be in a kind of a separate work stream from the 2.7. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. That's all I was wondering. Sure. So outside of the upgrade to update of the Atomics clients, is there any other major bits that need to be tackled in the next release?
We're gonna, so there's probably gonna be some driver behavior API changes with respect to UPF control. We have this UPF programmable behavior. We're working on a major refactoring of that. It's in a sense a minor change. We just we have the interface. The interface lives in ONOS, but the implementation of this interface lives in a different repo, which is Fabric TNA. But we still have that in ONOS just to facilitate the dependencies. But yeah, this is something that we're actually working on. So driver behavior changes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
other things.
go ahead.
No, I was saying other things that we may want to address. Some issue that we have in the Floru store when there are no master. Address some difficulties that we have in the mastership. We want to have this primitive, which is likely a persistent mastership. There is always a master, even if the device is offline. And today is not that way in ONOS. And this is creating an issue in the Floru store, which is based on a leader-follower approach. And if there is no leader for a device, we don't store flow rule, and this flow rule got lost. So I guess also this could be, yeah, exactly. Flow store issue with mastership and persistent, yes.
Okay.
I think the community is also working on a number of features. I know there's some community members working on the INT application. Pierre, I also know there's some other community members working on extensions of segment routing for QS extensions for segment routing, something like that. Am I totally off?
That I know of, there's some people still working on the netconf stuff. So there might be coming in changes over there, mostly bug fixes, no major stuff. Maybe the call home implementation, netconf call home implementation might come in. I know a few folks are working on that. And also some ODTN extensions because a project in the European Union got approved. Again,
that's still on our netconf, or is it separate?
No, it's probably going to be separate. Most likely we will get rid of the TAPI northbound implementation that we have right now and maybe do another version. But again, this is stuff that I have to confirm with the ODTN group. But there are a few folks working on that. And also some driver changes for optical devices.
Carmela, question: what is the in-tap work? Can you remind me?
It's the work that Davide Scano is doing to add support for REST APIs. I know in general they have an interest in that application, so I might expect other contributions going forward.
Because that review is ready, and probably I will merge for a 2.7 if there's other work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not aware of any. I simply know that they're actively working on the INT application.
I see.
That's it. Yeah.
And what about the QS extensions?
Isn't this the work Miguel is doing to add support for meters in FTPA?
But I don't know if they will upstream that.
I see. I see.
And also, I don't think the meter work is going to be in segment routing. Segment routing is now in a different repo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just remember seeing patches from Miguel to ONOS. So I guess I know at least that that part of the community was doing some lot of work in the past months. So I'm not sure if we should expect more work in 2.8. But Pierre, I think you've been talking mostly to them. If you're not aware of any concrete contribution in the roadmap, yeah, maybe we should even mention.
So far, no. So I guess I would remove that QS extensions to segment routing. I'm not aware. As far as I remember, they did this QS stuff in another application that is not, it's not part of ONOS. I believe it is a private application, so it's not a public one. Hey,
about the update to atomic lines, I'm up to date with the latest changes to the document, but remember there was like an important open point, which was the new atomics relies on Kubernetes. So there's a strong dependency in Kubernetes. Is that still the case? Does that mean that ONOS from now on will support running ONOS only in Kubernetes?
No. No. The idea is to have a backward compatible approach. And we can do that or through the store manager or through the atomics manager that we have already in ONOS. It's simply, we want to have 2 different clients that are part of the code, but just one will be active based. I don't know. One way to do that is through a different metadata configuration, which will be very different from the current approach to the new one. Since today we provide the DNS names, and in the future we will not need it.
Got it. So if someone wants to run ONOS with Atomics Cloud, then Kubernetes will be a dependency, a requirement actually. Otherwise, one can still run ONOS with the old Atomics.
Yeah, with the legacy
Java.
one. Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a way to run Atomics Cloud also on a different, I don't know, not in Kubernetes, but I believe if you want to use Atomics Cloud, you need to use Kubernetes. I believe. But this does not mean that the ONOS has to run together with Kubernetes. We can still support the old way of deploying ONOS. This can be done even with VM or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a good list. So, and I assume that you'll be working with Jordan.
Yep.
And you'll be tackling most of that Atomics work. Is that correct, or is that something that others can help on that as well?
Help would be, how to say, appreciated, but I would be mostly working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Maybe also some from the community can step in. I don't know. Let's see. But I will tackle that.
Got it. Well, that sounds like a reasonable set of changes. I think just the first one is a fairly significant one that we definitely need to front load it as much as possible to make sure that we have enough time to test it throughout the release. The goal would be to release this in 2022 in June sometimes.
Yeah, it should be enough time.
Yeah.
Right. So, and as far as the Volta's work's gonna be happening, there the work is kind of, the trend is to move away from ONOS Classic and to move towards a special purpose solution, which would leverage some components from micro ONOS already, like the topology and UENIB. And start basically start a specialized component for tracking flows and meters and groups. The component would be specialized for Volta, but it might act as a kind of a genesis or a basis for a generic component for micro ONOS to deal with those things.
So if there is interest, when I have a more finite proposal, we are in the process of the 2.7 release, so maybe not right now, but maybe in the first week of January, second week of January, could come to the TST and put that proposal out for the group to discuss. If there is interest, we can schedule it for one of the meetings.
Yeah, and I expressed interest, because a number of the kind of ONOS resources have been redirected to work on first ONOS config and then SD-RAN. We're now returning to clean up some stuff on ONOS config to take care of some technical debt, and I also expressed interest in being able to return back to working on ONOS control aspects, which is kind of back to the realm of classic SDN type topics, which would be precisely this area of functionality. So I think there will be some renewed activity on micro ONOS to work at replacing ONOS Classic features. I mean, clearly it'll probably take a little bit of time before it's ready to take over for ONOS Classic, but it's time to be ramp up that work again.
Yeah, the work on Volta, the idea is to move between either the 2.10 release, which is June 2022, or the 2.11 release, which is December 2022, because the December 2022 is the next long-term support of Volta, and this is a target for the long-term support. We just did a long-term support with the existing version of ONOS, that was the 2.8 release, and the idea is that
2.5 release.
Yeah, sorry, 2.8 of Volta. 2.8 Volta has the 2.5 long-term support of ONOS, and our idea is to move to ONOS to this newer version of a Golang with a Golang-based controller in either 2.10 or 2.11. And ideally, 2.10 would be better for Volta because then we have another 6 months to effectively iron out all the bugs. But if that doesn't work, also a 2.11 timeline would also be okay.
It's kind of jokingly, we're going to run out of letters, so we have to hurry up and come up with micro ONOS before we.
You should probably still have a backup plan.
No, I'm just joking. Hey, Charles, anything from your end that you see missing?
No, I think Carmel and Pierre cover everything.
Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so I think that's it. Ray, you came in a little bit late, so just to recap, we're going to ask you to run an RC1. I think just now, if you don't mind, if you have time.
That's fine.
Or next week sometimes. I will also talk to Suchitra to see if she could kick off set of tests for 2.7.
Okay.
But I think I would run the RC1 just as a
just to see if the build still works.
Exactly.
Yeah, it hasn't been done in a while, so that's fine.
We actually did a release like a few months ago on 2.5. And
this is 2.7.
That was working. So
that would be 2.7. We're on 2.7 now. It's master. Yeah. Yeah, I won't make a branch yet or anything.
No, not yet, because we can actually give like a week for people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I think that's it then. Anything else? Anybody have anything else?
Oh, just congratulations on the 7-year anniversary. I mean, that's amazing to have so much consistency for so long. So really, congratulations to the original team and everyone who's been working on ONOS for the past years. Just that.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty remarkable. Yeah, 7
I
years.
haven't realized it's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like yesterday.
Yeah,
I know. Gosh.
Right, and also another thing, obviously, I will also identify some possible Y name candidates. Also, if you send them my way, if you find any, so I can. I mean, I don't know if you'll do a poll depending on how many viable options there are. We may or may not do a poll from community, like with X-Wings, and that was. We didn't have any candidates.
Yeah.
That was just something that Bill threw out there, so that they will take it. Who knows what it's going to look like with Y? So I'll also kick that off if you find enough candidates for poll. All right. I think unless there's anything else, we can call it a day. Give people only 4 minutes, or no, actually 35 minutes of their time back. That's not too bad. All right. See you guys next time.
thanks, everybody.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.